Hello and welcome back to how to convert a tub shower into a walk-in shower. I'm How To Bob, and let's get started once again. We left and we still had some areas around the edge of the shower pan floor that we need to fill in, so we've got little pieces of the tile that we need to fill in, and the bigger pieces we can use part of the mat, so we're just going to put those in, and I like to take a hammer and tap those into the mortar. So I'm going to butter up the back end of another piece of tile here, and you can see that it fits right in once we get it cut. And just push down the tiles. In this case it's the rock, and we're going to tap it down just to make sure everything fits good. And in the little areas I just butter up a few little pieces and put those in and make sure everything's tight around the edges. Now I'm going to go to the wall area, and I start at the bottom and I start in the corner, and what I do is cut a tile flat on one side. So I've got half the tile. It's a subway tile setup here, and I'm going to butt that up against the edge, and I'm going to start at the lowest part of the shower pan, and as I work my way back I will taper the cuts on the bottom so that I can keep the top of the tile level, and it'll stay level all the way up. And each time I do a tile, I want to make sure I put the level on there, make sure that that tile stays level. I put my tile on there and I push it into the wall, and again check the level each time. Now you can see this one's tapered on the end here, and it goes with the taper of the floor, and you'll notice that once all of the first row of tiles are on the wall. And I just again put the mat on there and press the tiles into the mortar and check the level once again. And on the other side I've cut my tiles back so I can push it up against the other side of the wall, and I get a good nice tight fit, and check my level again. It's very important on the first row, especially the first row, to make sure that all the tiles are level. Now I'm going to work on the outside of the curb. Got my first row done, so I'll put a little bit of mortar on the curb, and I've got my tiles cut. I cut the bottom row so that way I can caulk the bottom into the floor and it'll look real nice and finished off. And I just press my tiles once again into the mortar. Make sure it's level with the top of the curb, because my bullnose tile is going to go over the top of these tiles, so I'll make sure they're nice and smooth. Now I can take my bullnose and I'm going to run it even with the bottom of the curb there, and I tap it in a little bit, and I just want to make sure it's level as well. And I'm going to take that all the way up the wall, once again making sure it's level all the way up the wall. And this is going to be where my wall tile is going to end for the rest of the shower. And I can make sure that's level all the way up the wall, and I can do that on the front and the back. And I'm going to wipe off any excess mortar that I had on the wall, and that can be wiped down. So I'm going to continue on. I waited a little while so that my mortar would dry, so that the bottom tiles would kind of hold the top tile, the second row of tiles up. And I'm going to put my 1/8" spacers. Those match the spaces between the tiles on the mat. Next we did some more floor tile, and this is what we end up with after day 6. Check back again for part 7. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.